Okay, well, good morning to everyone. Thank you for attending to today's webinar. As advised, we're going to be talking about video analytics solutions for the hotel industry. My name is Alvaro Mocholi. I'm responsible for international sales at Grekkom Technologies. So let's start all over, okay? First of all, I would like to do a brief introduction of our company. Okay, Grekkom Technologies is a company that is specialized on developing real-time analytics, and also what we do is we marketing third-party solutions. Okay, we are very specialized on thermal imaging. Okay, so that is our big expertise. That is where most of the solutions that we have developed. Right now, we have developed up to 30 different video analytics for thermal imaging cameras. But also, as I said before, we market and resell some third-party analytics. As today we're gonna be talking about a few of them. Okay, we are a company based in Spain. We export our solutions to 64 countries. One of the good things, or I think one of the biggest assets or biggest competitive advantages that we have is that we have the whole the entire chain of value. Okay, so we have our own R&D department, which allow us not just to keep developing new solutions, but also to customize our solutions according to our customers' needs, and also allow us to help us to integrate our solutions with third-party solutions or new cameras coming up and so on. Also, we have our integration department, which is responsible for integrating all the upcoming cameras that come from different manufacturers into the market. And also what we do is we integrate our solutions to existing security systems like VMS and VRs and so on. Okay. We set up all our solutions. I mean, we are not just a resellers. What we do is, I mean, once we sell our solutions, what we do is we set it up for the customer, we adjust it, we configure, we fine-tune it, and then until the solution is not working perfectly, we will not stop. And then we have our pre-sales and after-sales department, okay, which is responsible for all the preventive and all the potential problems that might show up, okay? And then we have our own maintenance department, okay? Right now, this is the 9 different analytics that we have in our portfolio. We have solutions for perimeter surveillance. We have solutions for safety, marine surveillance, traffic, fire prevention and detection. Right here, we have for wild forest and for industrial scenarios. Also, we have solutions for healthcare, automation, face recognition, and VMS or forensic. Okay. Okay, so let's start all over with the solutions that we have for the hotel industry. First of all, we would like to start with the customer experience solutions. As you know, it is very important right nowadays, not just from the security point of view, to have a very robust system in your hotel, but also it's very important to have the right tools to consolidate your customers and to have the loyalty. Okay, so we have different solutions. I mean, first of all, I mean, we have one solution that allow us to identify the guest before entering the hotel. Okay, we do this with face recognition. So this is very important. As you know, there is clients, or whenever they enter into one restaurant, hotel, or so on, they like to be recognized. Okay, so always, as long as that client has been registered in our database, I mean, immediately when that person walks out of the taxi, walks out of the car, and is about to enter in the hotel, we will be able to identify. So automatically we can notice the person that is on the lobby, or the person that is the bellboy. So we can notice, and then so he can call by the name. Okay, so this, I mean, it can be very important to identify VIP clients or recurring clients. Okay, especially for urban hotels, when there is a lot of customers that repeat their visit, it is very important to identify them and to call them by their name. Okay. Also, we have this same solution to identify guests entering in hotels facilities, like in the room. I mean, instead of going with the card, we can grant access to the room with face recognition. Later on, I mean, some people, I mean, we have implemented this solution into their hotels that were concerned in case that, I mean, someone could fool the system by a picture or with an image on a tablet or on a smartphone. Okay, we have a solution which is an anti-spoofing. That means that it recognizes people that is alive. Okay, so that means that if you go with a picture or you go with an image on a smartphone or on a tablet, the system will be able to identify which image is real or is alive, let's call it, and which image is not alive. So it is very difficult to fool the system in this case. Okay. Also, I mean, we have this solution to identify controversial or people that are trouble people, let's call it. Okay. So we have been using this for bars, restaurants, nightclubs, and so on. So casinos, in case that the hotel has a casino. So it's kind of like create a blacklist. So those people that have been introduced or have been inserted into that list, we will be able to identify them and block the entrance before even that person enters. Okay. Also, we can use this solution to grant access to prime areas, okay, through face recognition. I mean, as you know, for example, in most five-star hotels, you have kind of like a prime lounge or VIP lounge. Okay, so what it happens is, I mean, instead of going with the card or introducing yourself and giving the room number and so on, just with face recognition, the person on the lobby will be able to recognize you and grant you the access without needing any authentication or any bringing any information to the entry. Okay. Also, what we can do is with this face recognition solution, what we can do is we can analyze the clientele. So we can figure out what is the age gap of all the people that is entering the hotel. And also we can classify by gender. Okay. Also, it is very important to analyze the occupancy. Nowadays with the COVID situation, the occupancy may be restricted in a way that we can keep social distancing inside our premises. So with this solution, what we can do is we can allow just the right people or the authorized number of people into the premises. This, for example, might apply to gyms, spas, bar, restaurants, kids club, and so on. Okay. Another very important solution is to avoid ticketing. I mean, as you know, in the hotels, I mean, when you do any consuming inside the hotel, you have an open account, and usually what you have to do, you have to sign a ticket. That ticket is forwarded to the lobby. The lobby has to verify the ticket, introduce it into the system, and also add it into your account. Okay. So what we offer right here is through face recognition. What we can do is you can sign the ticket, and automatically that ticket will go directly to your account, in-house account. So there is no paperwork involved on it, and there is not administrative work on it. Okay, so you will be able to access the billing will be directly accounted into your in-house account, and then also a copy of the ticket will be available, so you will be able to confirm and to verify the ticketing. Okay. Okay. Also, it is very important to analyze the guest flow inside the premises. Okay, so we know how people, how people are moving inside the hotel. So we can know what are the prime places or the best places to locate stores, souvenir stores, and so on. Okay. Okay, and also what we can do is we can manage queues and we can manage dwell times. Okay, in order to speed up the processes, check-in and check-out processes in the hotel. Okay. Now, for this solution, okay, how efficient is this solution? Okay, we can guarantee, okay, as a 99.87% of precision on the face detection. Okay, so this is a very accurate solution. This solution can work even with, we can detect people with wearing mask. Okay, we can recognize the face even if the person is wearing a mask. Okay, we can recognize the faces even if the person is wearing a hat, is wearing a beard. So it is a very powerful tool. Okay, now we follow all the privacy rules. So regulations, all the information that is recorded gets encrypted. So once the image is recorded, no one can access to the image, no one can export the image. You just can view the image once you are inside the VMS or the application platform, but that information cannot be exported. So the privacy rule cannot be breached. Okay, it is very flexible. I mean, we can have the solution can go on premise, or it can go on the cloud, or it can go hybrid. Okay, okay, and as for the speed of detection is less than 100 milliseconds. Okay, and then also one of the key advantages that we have is that we can save up to 20% of the processing capacity of the software. So that means we can reduce the cost of the hardware. Okay, all that information has been approved or has been certified by NIST, which is the National Institute of Standards of Technology in the US. Okay, this is not something that we come out with. This institute, what it does a testing of different solutions, of all the solutions that any manufacturer wants to test it, and these are the results. Okay, right now what I'm gonna show you is this is a video. Okay, as I explained to you, if someone is trying to fool the system with a picture or with an image on a smartphone. Okay, so here you will see, there is a heart on top of besides that, here you have the name of the person that has been recognized, but on top of the image you have a heart. That means that that person is alive. Okay. Okay, right here you see that that person has been recognized, but as you can see, the heart, I mean, has been recognized that is not a live image. Okay, so in this case, will not grant access in case that is an access control, in case that is a room or something, or you are entering into a gym, we will not allow you to get into. So as you can see right here on the video, okay, you can see that there is two images. The one that is on paper, I mean, the system has identified that is not an alive image, and the real one has identified that is an alive image. And here, this is also very important. This is, for example, for the access control for employees. Imagine that someone goes with a badge of someone else just to check in. Okay, what it does, this is a kind of like a double verification. You have, first of all, you have to identify by the badge, and then you have to match the badge with the image. So in case that the image doesn't match with the identification of the card, automatically will not grant or will block the access.
Grekkom Technologies, your partner in video analytics.
Okay, now how is this? All this solution is managed. Okay, so what we have is we're going to introduce you. This is a VMS that has been developed by our partner AIBA. Okay, it is a very strong solution. Okay, what this solution can bring is a very powerful, brings a deep machine learning into the VMS, and also has artificial intelligence. Okay, so what it can do is we can have a map view with a smart presence. So this basically what it does is, I mean, you can generate a map of the area that you're doing all the surveillance, and then what you can do is you can position in real time how your guest or or the people are moving inside that map, always as long as those people are in the field of view of the camera. Okay, and then also what we can do is we can generate heat maps, so we can see how people are moving inside. Okay, also you have like a video view with a spotlight. Okay, this is powered by deep learning. Okay, and then basically what it does is you change video streams dynamically to bring only the relevant feeds to the operator's attention. That means that imagine that you have set up the system for any specific rules. What the VMS is going to do is going to bring you just the information that you want to review. Okay, so for instance, imagine that you want to just to detect, I mean, people which is wearing like a green sweatshirt or a green pants, or it's just males, just females, or vehicles, and so on. So what it can do is, I mean, depending on how you have set up the system for, automatically will just give you that information. Okay. Okay, you have the timeline with the smart presence. Okay, basically here what you do is, I mean, whenever you just like spot the information that you want to review, and then will be you will have the playback timeline video view, which will provide thumbnail-based browsing of video and highlights people, vehicles, and overall motion separately. So imagine, for example, you just want to detect people, will just like give you the videos of the people. You just want to analyze vehicles, it will just give you the videos of the vehicles. Okay. Then you have the smart search. Okay. This, I mean, as you know, most of the VMSs, I mean, the ones that don't have deep learning or artificial intelligence involved, basically what they do is, I mean, they analyze. You have to go through hours of video just to verify the detection. Here is very easy. I mean, whenever you do the smart search, you just like tell the system what you want to look for. For instance, okay, I want to look for a human which is wearing like a red sweatshirt and is a male. Okay, and automatically this system, what it will do, it will browse through all the cameras that have been recording all the recordings, and automatically will just bring that information up to you. Also, what you can do is you can search by face. What you can do is you imagine, for example, we have a lost child in a hotel. You just put the image on the VMS, and automatically the system will scan all the recordings of all the cameras available on the hotel, and all those cameras that have been spot that face automatically will bring it up. Okay. Also, what you can do is you can do occupancy counting. So automatically the system can tell you when any of the premises has exceeded the occupancy limit. Okay. You can, as we mentioned before, you can have heat maps. Okay. So you can know how people is moving, what is the people flow inside your premises. Okay. Also, you can have the secure sharing recordings. Okay. Basically, what you do is once you have to do the smart search and you have selected the given videos that match your searching criteria, what you will do is, I mean, you just can share with a link that information. Okay, so you can send it to, for example, like law enforcement corps, or you can send it just to for human resources and so on. So you just like send the clip, so people will not have access to all the recordings, just to that information that you want to share. Okay. Then you have the single view. That means, I mean, we have our own cameras that can be deployed, okay, which we will explain later on, okay, but also this system can work with third-party cameras, okay. Imagine that you have an existing network of cameras already deployed into your hotel, and you are interested on deploying this VMS software. Also, what we can do is, I mean, those cameras can be integrated and can work with this VMS, so you don't need to change the cameras, okay. The configuration is very simple. I mean, especially when you go with AVA cameras, the only thing that you need to do is you need to scan the QR code on the camera, and automatically the camera is uploaded into the system. You don't need to enter the IP address, the passwords, and then the characteristics of the camera, the field of view, lens, and so on. Okay. Then you have a smart recording. That means that if there is no, I mean, for example, you want to detect people or you want to detect vehicles, if there is no movement on the field of view of the camera, the system, it will not record. Okay, so so it will just this is very important, because I mean, especially when you are connected into the cloud, I mean, you just like the stream is the bandwidth consumption is very low. Okay. Also, you can integrate the system with access control integrations, and then it's also available with AVA, with a mobile, Android, or iOS. Okay. So why this solution? Okay, most of the VMSs that you find on the market are manual. Okay, that is difficult and time-consuming to configure. The interfaces are very complex to manage. Okay. And they have closed ecosystems. Okay, then usually, I mean, there are manual. I mean, they don't have the tool of a smart search. Okay, they are reactive. I mean, they are not proactive in a way that, for example, if I have set up the system for a specific rule, the system will pop up an alarm. So we'll just tell you, okay, listen, we have a problem on this camera. Okay, most of the systems they will not do that. I mean, you just have to go through tons of hours of recordings in order to verify or certify whatever you're detecting, or to prove what you detected. Most of the systems that you find on the market are tedious. I mean, you have to look through tons of hours of recordings in order to prove any issue. They don't have any added value. Okay, they don't have real-time operational insights. They're costly and inefficient separate systems. Okay. Sometimes, I mean, depending on the system, or depending on the process, for example, access control sometimes doesn't integrate with the same VMS, so you need to have a different interfaces for each one of the functions. So that is also one of the positive things about this VMS, that can integrate all access control, face recognition, security, forensic, and so on. It can be all included into one. Okay. So what we do is this system can go on the cloud, or it can go on premise, or it can go hybrid. Okay. So, but I mean, we recommend to go on the cloud because it's more cost effective. I mean, besides the savings on the server expenses, I mean, nowadays, as you know, there is a big shortage on the graphic cards, on the GPUs, and then it is very important that, I mean, if we can have all this on the cloud, definitely will be it will be cheapest. Okay. Why on the cloud? First of all, because it's simple. It's very easy to configure. It's very easy to buy, to install. Okay. And it's very easy to adjust according to your requirements. Okay. It's smart. Okay. So it's has artificial intelligence that works anywhere. Okay. So you just have like the artificial intelligence into the cloud. So you just can bring any cameras, and then we'll do the job for you. It's secure because, I mean, it's always constantly updated. okay, and also is protected through cybersecurity issues, okay. Okay, and it's open because you can integrate it with all the existing, not just with EVA cameras, but also can be integrated with existing third-party cameras and also with any other platforms. Okay. So this is, I mean, the cameras, as we say before, can be updated or can be updated into the system just with a QR code. Okay, you can have proactive alerts on real time. Okay, you can optimize operations with insights, so you can you just can choose whatever you want to detect, people, vehicles, and then inside that, I mean, with giving color and so on. Okay, all the system is you can access through mobile or through a web browser. Okay. The findings, I mean, you have the, as we say before, you have the smart search, and it's always secure, and I mean, you have always updated with through the cloud, and also you are protected through cybersecurity issues. Okay, so this will be pretty much the architecture. Okay, there is one very important thing about the cameras. The cameras, what they do is they have the artificial intelligence, so all the processing is done inside the camera, okay, and also they have the storage. Okay, this is very important because, I mean, as you know, most of the cameras they don't storage the recordings, so they don't. So basically, what they're doing is they're sending constantly all the information to the cloud, so the bandwidth consumption is extremely high. Okay. So here what we propose is, what we offer is we have the camera, which has the artificial intelligence, which does all the processing inside the camera. And then also what it does is saves all the recordings inside the camera. We can have 30 days, 60 days, and 120 days recordings. Okay. And then that information, we just send the right information to the cloud. Okay. So the bandwidth consumption is very low. Okay. And then also there is a very important, I mean, through the cloud, you can have real-time access. Okay. And then what you can do is you can do all the smart search and so on. Okay. And you can access the cloud through any smartphones or through a web browser, or also you have you can have OPED platforms integration. Now, in the case that we have third-party cameras already installed into the system, okay, here, I mean, the cameras have to go through a cloud connector, okay, which is a server where all the recordings will be stored locally, okay, and then that connector will connect to the cloud, which will give us access through mobile devices, web browsers, or OPED platforms. Okay, we can also integrate it with OPED platforms. Okay. Okay, and regarding the connector, I mean, depending on the number of cameras, we have several different connectors with a different saving capacity. Okay, so depending on your needs, we can adjust it. So this is what we call it the smart path. Okay, so as I said before, the camera has the artificial intelligence, has also the saving hard drive or disk, okay, inside. So we are not sending all the full stream through the cloud. So basically what we do is we save it locally into the camera, and then we just send the information that the customer or that you have the set up the system for to the cloud. So the bandwidth, the bandwidth consumption is very low. Okay. So here is the solution. Okay. In case that you go with EVA cameras, it's very simple. You just have to connect the cameras directly to the cloud, and the cameras will automatically connect to the cloud. You don't need any extra hardware. So it will be very simple, and you will be able to access all those cameras through a web browser or through a mobile device. And in case that is with a third-party cameras, you have to go through a connector. This is a unique connector. Okay, so it is it saves a lot of trouble. It is very, I mean, this system is well connected to the cloud, so it will avoid all the interactive problems. Okay. Also, if we go through the cloud, I mean, as we said before, the system will keep updated constantly, and then you will also save on. You will have like a cybernetic problems. I mean, it has like it will be protected for that. Here, I'm gonna send you a video of the search tool.
Welcome to AIbased. Today we're going to cover search. Search is a tool that allows us to search for specific events that may have occurred across one or multiple cameras. This allows us to search for things like the appearance of a person or vehicle, a line cross event where a vehicle or person has crossed a specific virtual line that we've drawn, loitering events have in place indicating specified based on gender or based on the attire that they're wearing in the top or the lower quadrant of their body, and you can combine both colors as well, looking for people in uniforms or based on a description that was given by a third party. We can also leverage an image. If someone has captured a cell phone image of this person or vehicle, we can upload that in order to do a search based on these detections. Then we can choose where we want to do this detection. So this detection can take place, for example, on a camera in a parking lot. It could also happen inside of a building. So if we were looking for people that may have been in front of a register, we can choose one or multiple cameras and then choose the line that we want these objects to be crossing in order to qualify for the detection. We can choose the direction of travel of this object. And in the case of something like a convenience store, if we're just looking for anyone that is walking out, as this person just did in this example, we can unclick the entering direction so that we're only looking for the direction of travel out the door. And then we can choose the time period that we're searching for. This can be anywhere from specific minutes down to a block of time that may be days or hours. And in our case, when we're just looking for the last 30 minutes worth of search, we're presented with all of the events that correspond to our search criteria. So in our case, we're looking for people that are exiting. And if I highlight over that video, we're going to see the people that are exiting. I can click into this video to see it in greater detail. This will allow me to see not only the event that occurred, but the object within our floor plan as that user exits this building. I can then click to act on that activity. But we can also see in our parking lot as a person was crossing that virtual line that we created. So this allows us to very quickly get to the events that matter to us and then act on it. These different video clips that we have captured here can then be exported. So we can take the relevant information by clicking the plus, and we can choose to share or save. So we can export this as an MP4. We can share this as a publicly accessible link. We can bookmark that these video clips do not get deleted by typical retention. And of course, we can also do similarity searches if we want to look for people that are similar to the objects that have been detected in these environments. Now, you're also presented with the ability to create a rule. We have a whole nother section dedicated to creating rules based off of searches as well as other parameters. I implore you to check that.
Okay. Again, here we have we're gonna go verify on this on the map view.
Welcome to AIbased. Today we're going to cover MapView. MapView is a tool within the AIbased platform that allows you to view the objects in a certain area, leveraging our object detection as well as a number of other on-screen information tooltips. We can start by uploading a map by clicking the pencil icon at the bottom of the screen in order to edit and add a map from an existing image file. By selecting an existing image file, whether it's satellite imagery or a floor plan of an area, you can upload this image and then start dragging and dropping any existing cameras that you have on screen. So in this case, we're going to find all of our Uxbridge cameras, and we can start overlaying these dragging these onto the specific areas that they cover, and then adjusting the field of view to cover the users behind those cameras. This can be done very simply by dragging the camera field of view, and you can also tighten that field of view by grabbing the top left or the top right of those corners. Once you've dragged on the appropriate locations, you can then move on to the counts. Counts was covered in a different video module, but this allows you to leverage things like occupancy counts or line crossing for different areas. These can be dragged on very much the same way. And then we can move down to our extra information to drag additional piece of information like the locations of fire detectors, fire extinguishers, emergency exits, and any other pieces of information that are vital in assisting in the event of an emergency.
It seems like just the video is working. Is that correct? Just the audio, sorry. Or people is you guys being able to see the video?
No, not me. I mean, at least I was not able.
Okay. But I think the rest has been maybe like the connection, the internet connection. I don't know. Let's finish with just this, and then we go with the questions. Okay.
To instruct users of where their closest emergency exit may be. Once you've finished, you can click to view, and you will then start displaying the live information for those cameras. For example, we're seeing the users that are sitting at the desks over here on the right. You can click to open video view to pin that over to the right side. And you can also see the counts that we dragged onto screen. So this, for example, is a line count, a line crossing. So we see how many users have, or people have walked in versus out. And then we also have a timeline view of this location, so we can see when there are more, less, or a specific event within this time period. Now we can also leverage our info layers in order to display things like the paths of any people that may be walking around in this location. We can turn off the detection.
Right here, what I did is, I just put some videos to just give you an example on how the solution works. Okay, so the very key important, I think one of the biggest issues, the key advantages that it has is the smart search. Okay, so this is very important for the security I mean, as you know, in the hotels, there's hundreds and hundreds of cameras deployed all over the premise. So it is very important just to go to be very efficient and fast on the searching and on the detection. Okay, so I think that is very important for the security point of view. Okay, and then also it's very important that you can see that you can analyze or you can detect on real time, but also in case that something something was not detected. What you can do is you can launch the detection rules or the artificial intelligence over the video, so you can have the artificial intelligence after the video has been recorded, in case that you're interested. Okay, here are some examples of the projects that we have done from the defense and law enforcement. And here, we installed the cybersecurity system for the FBI in the United States. Okay. Also, we have done the U.S. Navy base in south of Spain, Rota. We do all the security for that. On the NATO headquarters, we have also do on the entrance, and then on the Spanish Navy, also we do all the perimeter, and we have done for the Spanish Air Force and so on. Okay. On the oil and gas, we work with all, for example, the big players like Saudi Aramco, Repsol, which is a Spanish oil company, Cepsa is a Spanish oil company, okay, and Enagas and so on. Critical infrastructures, we have done the Madrid airport, Valencia port, Trillo nuclear plant. Here this Al Wahba Palace, which is the palace of the Emir of Qatar. We do all the security in there, and then also the important from the telecommunications. We work with AT&T, Etisalat, Telefonica. Etisalat is on the Emirates. Telefonica is in Spanish, and then also we have plenty of clients on the solar industry and the renewables. Okay. Okay, on the hospitality here we have like the CF, Scandic, Dia, and do some banking. Also, we have done several projects on it. Okay. Okay, as where to buy the solutions, we have distribution agreements with Anixter and ADI globally. Okay, and then locally we have Secotronic in Saudi Arabia, CCTV Center in Spain, ATS, which is this one in Qatar, Compass in Italy, Elco in Eastern Europe, Ingram in Europe, ScanSource and Incomex in South America and Central America and Latam, and Tech Data in Europe. Okay, and then as for the key installers, these are some of the key installers that we have worked with: Prosegur, G4S, Securitas, Stanley, AT&T, Hitachi, and so on. Okay, so this is the webinar for today. Now, any questions that you guys might have, please, you can either activate your microphone, or you can ask through the chat. What I will do is, at the end, to all those that have attended to today's webinars, what I will do is I will send you a copy of the presentation, okay? And also you will be able to access the recording in our website in case that you're interested. Okay. Also, in case that you're interested in a demo, you can just write this email address. Here you have my contact details, my direct mobile number, and also you have my my email address. Okay, and then one last thing, remember that all these licenses, what we will do is we will do the setup for you. We will install it, so it will be included on the price. Okay, so it's kind of like a turnkey solution. So we just will leave it perfectly running for you, and then you don't have to worry about. We can do it through an installer, or we can do it ourselves. Let's first trust. What I will do is I will share the recording. Okay, the recording will be available in the website in Grekkom.com. But also, what I will do is I will share with you the presentation. License cost, it depends. Okay, I mean, here, you have a cost for the face recognition solution that it can go perpetual or on subscription. Okay. As for the cameras, you buy the cameras, and then for the artificial intelligence, you have like a subscription. Okay. And then as for the server, you have like you buy the license, you buy the server, and it's a perpetual. I mean, this is not a licensing. Okay. But I mean, it depends on the number of cameras, and it depends also depending on the number of rules of what you want to detect. Okay, but I mean, just to give you an example, for example, if you go on the subscription on the artificial intelligence license, it might be something suggested retail as low as 170 euros per year. Okay, as for the cameras, it might go on 600, 700 euros, depending on the recording capacity. On the servers, depending also on the recording capacity, might go from 4,000 up to 40,000. Okay, depending on the number of cameras and depending on the number on the recording capacity. And then as for the face recognition, it might go something like around, on the subscription might go something like around 700 euros a year. But as I said, I mean, that will depend. That will depend on the quantities, and then will depend on the functionalities or the objectives of the analytics. Okay, it's not the same to just to have one rule to have like multiple rules. Okay, well, if there is no more questions, once again, thank you for attending to today's webinars. Really appreciate your patience for this 45-minute presentation. As I say, here you have my contact details in case that you need to reach me, and then in case that you need a demo, you can also contact me. Once again, thank you very much, and looking forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.